Hello, and welcome to episode 8, which we review episode 7 of Allstars season 3 of Rupaul's Drag Race. Woo! Hi, my name is Michael Pez,
And I'm Chantele Francis.
and we will be reviewing everything.
Everything drag race related, most likely.
So, I watched this
Hold on.
first time bar at Church Street.
Say that again because you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I currently work at The Drink. It is a bar in the Village in Toronto on Church Street. It's the new hip happening hotspot. And I usually watch and review this while at home, but this was the first time that I was being a bartender and like a server serving the crowd. And that was my first time ever working during one. So I was kind of half listening. Sometimes I would stop and watch, obviously, because it's like sports. And it's on every TV, and it's quite awesome. So for season 10, if you want a viewing party, go to The Drink on Church Street. It's awesome.
No, that's a plug.
There's a plug.
Not a
So overall episode, how do you feel?
Well, it started off and it just like showed what happened last week, and so I started off kind of just in like a meh meh. So I was kind of just like down on the episode because like I had so much invested in Ben that I felt that they had to kind of work really hard to like impress me or make me excited or make me happy. So overall I ended up really liking it, but it was a bit of a grind.
It was just I like acting challenges. I do like acting challenges, especially like I love watching. I was very excited to see like when it was an acting challenge. I was like, I don't know, maybe this person goes home, maybe this person goes home. I have to say that I was quite impressed with the way that some of it turned out, because I was so excited to see Trixie and Shangela act, because those are
those are the beginning though. Yeah, it started off the show though with like Ben and like his annoying quit. So I was like, ugh. But then I was also really annoyed though with BB like not showing his freaking lipstick. I was just like, get over it, girl. Like, I mean, the fact that like I understand she didn't want to show her lipstick because of the fact that she didn't want to create any more additional animosity with the group, and I guess she also didn't want people to be coming for her if she were in the bottom, and like it's getting down to the wire, so like she's gonna keep mum about it. But I just thought it was bad sportsmanship to like, I'm keeping it with me, don't bother ask me because like I'm not gonna show you. And I was like,
yeah, it's I gotta say, yeah, everyone else showed theirs, and that's the thing. We have to like draw lipsticks that we don't want to draw. Guess what? The problem is though is like she's playing just for the next episode. If you can go to the final 4, which is like going for the crown, then yes, I understand. But she had one more episode, so if she fucked up and she had given that away, she probably would have went home if she was at the bottom. So that's the way you got to look at it. However, she's like, oh, it'll always be a mystery of what I
actually want to know though, who did you pick, bitch?
Like, who the fuck you picked? Why don't you just tell us who you picked?
Tell the friggin' audience. I want to know who you fucking picked.
Yeah, like you should have pulled it out for us. Like,
yeah, I was annoyed by that. Even though
and maybe who knows? Maybe in the finale when she like sits there in front of all the queens and are judged or whatever, maybe she gets called out for that. Maybe Morgan's like, no, I want to see those 2 lipsticks. Who are you gonna pick?
Well, I mean, they have to show it to the producers, so maybe the producers will out her. I want to know. Like, I hated the fact that she did that. I get
it was like the producers do know, and the producers do know that like
who she picked, of course.
Like she didn't pull them out of the box. They're filming that, so.
So yeah, Kennedy kind of speculates on like why Ben left and all that stuff, and like was saying that Rue really champions for fighters and she wants people to work hard and like really be able to push through. So I mean, if you look at it in that sense, that Ben wasn't going to be a winner on that show because she couldn't push through with this competition show. She has I guess, too much built up in her being Miss Congeniality that she can't be a cutthroat queen to get to the top.
It's okay. It's okay.
Like, can't you do it for $100,000? I'm being serious. Like, that's like life-changing money that a lot of people would like kill for. People would kill for that kind of money. And she gave it away because she didn't want to pull a lipstick. I mean, I already have their limits, but I'm just like, it's life-changing kind of money. And you could not even changing just your life, but changing the lives of people around you or any charities that you want to focus on or whatever. It's like, I'm just very unhappy with the fact that she wasn't able to push through that limitation of hers for something that was so life-changing.
Yes.
But I mean, that's her.
Because did you see what Morgan said? She's just like, is this a waste of time? Is this like a waste of time for these people to do this? Like, you know how much you and I want to be on Big fucking Brother. Like, if someone quits on Big Brother, it's like, I would have taken your spot. I would have totally taken.
Yeah, I would have went in there and I would have played and I would have been scraping at the walls if they're trying to evict me. Like it's so hard to get on these shows and it's such an opportunity that like I just can't imagine, other than maybe Jeff Barner in the situation, we bring him up again, but like something like that would make me want to leave a show. Like if I did something really like morally unsound.
Yeah, like if I physically hurt somebody, then yeah, I deserve not to be on the show anymore. But like
I just can't imagine making that choice for any reason. But whatever. I thought that her little commentary about it was like, you know what it's like when like your pretty friend doesn't want to go to the proms, and now you get to go to the prom, and you get to be the pretty one with Ben leaving. I totally get where Trixie's coming from there. It's like, well, now that she's gone, she can shine.
Exactly. Now that the winner's out, it gives everybody like a little bit of like, that was like on Big Brother Celebrity. It was they got rid of Shannon. Shannon was a big target, but once they got rid of the person who was so strong, then everyone had a shot.
Yeah.
Everyone had a shot at winning now. So, and then we go right into, just before the credits, we get into, and I don't know if you've seen this, I posted it up on my Facebook, but it was this thing, they got all the chick from Game of Thrones, Daenerys, and they have like Shangela's voice speaking over top of Daenerys, and like it's so like, it's not like spot on obviously, but it's very fan made, but it's awesome. Like,
I haven't seen it, but like that was the next note in here. Is like, I'm Daenerys, bitch.
Yeah, and like that would be just so funny to add to the next meme that I see. It's so okay. So remember how like in season 2, people wanted to know who Mae West was because Alaska brought out Mae West and like inspiring. Well, guess what? Guess what Shangela has done? She has inspired me to get out my box sets of Game of Thrones that I have never seen. I've never watched games, but I have season 1 and season 2 on DVD, and looks like I'm gonna start watching it.
I've watched season 1. That's all I've gotten to. I enjoyed it, but it's just kind of like, I get really frustrated when people keep on being like, you have to watch. Like, I'd watch it more for this, for Shangela's like always referring back to Game of Thrones, but like when everybody online is like, Game of Thrones, oh my god, best episode ever, you gotta watch, new season, can you wait a whole year? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I can't be involved in that. I have to just watch it on my own terms. I hate when people tell me when to watch something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly. Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with my mother. She'll say to me, "You gotta watch this. You gotta watch Gotham." I will watch Gotham. I will get there. And then I'm like, Mom, you gotta watch American Horror Story. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch Stranger Things. And it's like, nope. She'd like, well, not watch it. Like, that would be like the last thing that she'll ever watch because I recommended her, told her to watch it. It's this weird, like, what is that called? Like, what is that? What is?
Nobody wants to be told what to do.
Called in the psychology.
Teenage Rebellion?
Yeah, I guess you don't want to be told what to do. Like, so that is what? So you're boycott it? Game of Thrones. She has taken over the Seven Kingdoms. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Dragons.
I know what she's talking about though. So like what she's talking about, it is addressed quite early into the episode, like the season. So you don't have to be up to date with your Game of Thrones to understand all of her references.
No, I understand. I know that there's Seven Kingdoms, the Lannisters, and I know like all that shit. So like,
yeah,
I think I know who the people are. Like it's just I'd rather watch drag queens than dragons. It's awful to say.
So then Rue enters.
But I mean, like, yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't see anything.
It just at the same time as me.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, Rue enters the workroom with Nancy Pelosi. She's a congresswoman, and she's definitely a champion for LGBT rights, which I thought was really interesting. And it seemed as though all the queens knew who she was, but I don't know if they had like a cue card a little beforehand and be like, okay, this is who this is, because I just don't necessarily see how all of them knew who she was. Not to be judgmental, but I just didn't feel like they did.
No, I mean, like if Aja was there, would Aja have done who that was?
100% chance. But I do like how she was like, you know, you guys matter, you guys are important, so you have to vote, because if you don't vote, then you don't matter. And I'm like,
well, it's true. Well, it's kind of true, because I'm not going to speak on behalf of all LGBT people, but like by doing so, by having such a big person like that come into the workroom, who was like excited to be in the workroom. It wasn't just like a political platform.
mm-hmm.
It was a political platform, but coming out and actually saying, you know, I like this and what you guys do. And then Trixie says, you know, every time you go out and drag, you're making a political statement. You're basically putting on this costume. And usually, sometimes it's like a little bit of a gimmick because it's relevant to the time that you're in. If it's current hit songs, if it's, I've seen many drag that do very controversial things, and it's all about satire. And sometimes it can be taken out of context, and it's cost a lot of people their jobs. Some people have different rights and different views, and I've seen a lot of things happen in drag where some careers have like ended, and it's kind of because they did something that they thought was going to be funny, and it's not funny. so like, but the whole thing was about voting, which I thought was awesome.
Absolutely. And I love how Rue at the end was like, you better work. And I was like, yes, you better work.
Work, do it.
Work it. So if we can say this title of their, I guess, would this be considered a mini challenge? I guess so, huh? Sort of.
Oh, that was the main challenge.
Oh, I guess it's the main challenge and then the runway. Okay.
Yeah.
So my best squirrel friends, drag, what was it? Dragsmaids
like
wedding trip. Sorry, my best squirrel friends, dragsmaids wedding trip. Say it again. You say it. Let me hear you say it.
Best squirrel friends, dragsmaids.
You cut out, so I can't believe if you said it.
Oh, I got it.
You free froze.
My best squirrel friends, drag maids. Okay, here we go. Ready? Finally, I'm not going to do. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My best squirrel friends, drag maids, wedding trip.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Mouthful though.
It's good. That's a good tongue twister. Like, right. My best girlfriend's drag maid wedding trip.
And then my best girlfriend's drag maid wedding trip. The tongue, the teeth. Oh my.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
So we have Karen.
I mumble so much all the time.
Sorry.
Which is like the Julia Roberts.
Right, Erin Brockovich inspired. Busty whistleblower.
Role. Yes.
It's cutting out, so we keep on overlapping. I can't tell what you're saying.
I'm not even saying anything.
Well,
I think
like
it's
all
just
like the Julia Roberts stuff, I didn't hear what you'd said because it was at the same time and then it was cutting out. So let's start again. So
okay.
Sharon Frockovich. Julia Roberts inspired. She's the busty whistleblower who wants power. She's going for the power.
And then we have Octavia. Oh, the Queen. We'll do the Queen. And the Queen is like all these roles were like the actress has won Best Actress for one of these roles, but it was set in a bridesmaid style raunchy con kind of thing, like the thing girl trip and someone dies and you have to cover it up, but it's all played by these award-winning actresses, so it's kind of cool. So in the Queen role, they're looking for like a Helen Mirren kind of actress.
Yes, yeah. So she has reigned for decades. And their little slang was keep calm and carry a big purse. And obviously RuPaul is referencing her genitalia area, crotch, we'll say.
I didn't even get that. I didn't even get that.
Big purse, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
He went like this, so I'm figuring that's what he's talking about. As you were starting to say before, Octavia.
Then we were gonna Octavia or Octavia, but Octavia is like what, a yogurt?
That's what I was saying. And then I realized, like, oh, right, Octavia Spencer. They're going for. I don't know why. I guess is it yogurt?
No, that's Activia.
I know, but like, what were they trying? I know they're playing off her name, but like with Sharon Frockovich, it seems like frock as in like dress. Like they're trying to kind of have a play on words there. Was there a play on words that we didn't catch?
No, just Octavia because it's Octavia Spencer, and like I don't know what Actavia, like maybe because she's acting. I'm not too sure.
Maybe. I feel like it's something, but it's probably acting. That was my first thought too. So she's the time-making maid turned rocket scientist. So yeah, I guess it's emulating Hidden Figures? Or is it
Octavia Spencer in Hidden Figures?
Or is it The Help? Is it a mix between the two? Because The Help is the pie making, no?
Oh, that's true too.
Octavia's
it's a pie, and she so it's a mixture of Hidden Figures and The Help, yes.
And yeah, in Hidden Figures, Octavia wasn't the rocket scientist. It was what's her name from? You know who I'm talking about.
Empire?
Taraji.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get the point. They're emulating those.
And then was the next one Lala?
No, Beige Swan.
Oh, Beige Swan, which is a take on Black Swan, which is like Natalie Portman's character, and I don't know if there was any other play on anything there, but just the fact Beige Swan, I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking beige, like maybe because I personally didn't think that Natalie Portman did that amazing of a job. Like I didn't think that she was that great. And I'm just being obviously a judgmental actor that, wants to have an opinion. But maybe beige is saying that she's bland, like I find Natalie Portman a little bit bland, even though it's like every Jewish man's wet dream is Natalie Portman. Like she's like the wife that they want to have. I get it. But like, I find her to be vanilla beige. So maybe that's it.
Oh, I don't know.
She's not really, doesn't really pop, So she's an unhinged prima ballerina obsessed with winning. So it seems like it's supposed to be kind of in line with the actual movie.
Yes.
Then there was Lala.
Lala, which is a take on of Emma Stone in the movie La La Land. So it's like a Broadway-bound like actress who's just trying to make it.
Exactly, singing and dancing her way to movie stardom. That should be called Beige Swan. Did you see La La Land?
I saw La La Land, yeah.
I saw it on the plane. I was really underwhelmed.
I think that it was. See, the funny thing, yeah, it got It was very well done. It was very well done. I saw it on a date, and you know what? For what it was, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was cute and lovely, and what a beautiful movie and stuff. But I didn't think it was like Best Picture worthy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I loved the movie magic about La La Land, and I loved like it kind of had a throwback to old Hollywood, and I loved movie musicals. But I thought that she was so mediocre in the other arts elements. So like her dancing was a C, and her singing was maybe a C plus, maybe. And
okay.
Her? You thought she was a good singer?
No, I felt like it was. I felt like they didn't need to be good singers.
No, but she was supposed to be like this amazing singer and dancer that she needs to have epic stardom. And so I just thought that there was a lot of like amazing, probably Broadway actors and actresses that like are actually the triple threat that she's like is supposed to be emulating on the screen. Like all of our dreams of all of us that have been dancing and singing and acting and all these disciplines and have been training our whole life. She didn't seem to have that in her body. And that's why it just fell flat for me, because I was like, I wanted her to be better at everything. And she was good. But
I just thought that she was very I think that was the whole point though. Like clearly Ryan Gosling is not a great singer.
But I felt he was downing his singing ability, because like he was on Mickey Mouse Club and he was pretty good on Mickey Mouse Club as a singer.
Yeah, no, I remember that, yeah.
And so, whatchamacallit, so I think that he was trying to be in alignment with her, you know what I mean? Like he didn't want to super outshine her, because I thought he's a better dancer, and I thought he was a better singer than she was, personally.
But hey, guess what?
They got
oh well.
I know, I'm just like going on about that.
No, it's true. Like at the viewing party I saw Sapphire to the Rain was filling in for Ivory Towers at the Drink, and she did a really good job because she dressed like Emma Stone in La La Land and did like a whole couple of numbers like on commercial breaks and stuff. They did trivia, so it was actually it was a cool concept. I totally got what she was doing, but yeah, it was just playing with the whole La La Land thing. So now we start the acting challenge. So they go into Well,
Rue tells them that because Morgan came back.
Let's talk about they start to assign the roles.
You're frozen. I don't know if you can tell that you're frozen.
Hello, wait, hold on.
I don't know if it recorded or not, because I didn't hear any of that.
Okay.
So
are we okay now?
Yeah, it seems so.
Okay.
Like you were frozen for a while. So I'll just say it again. So Morgan, because she came back from she was brought back by Ben. Rue gave her the opportunity to choose who got which part for this acting challenge.
Which she just like they go through the roles, and some of them start saying who they'd like. Trixie's like, I'd like to play either Lala or Beige Swan, and what's her? Angela says that she wants to play Octavia, and she wants to Swan. She's a little, and he.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that properly. It was all choppy. It was all choppy.
Because all of a sudden, you were frozen there for a minute, and I was like,
I might have been frozen because I was just like waiting. Yeah, I didn't hear what you said, so I don't know if it recorded. So we can try it again. So Morgan thought that she wanted to be fair, and she wanted to give people like roles that they would be good at. So I was like, okay, that's cool. You didn't want to like try to sabotage everybody. And I was like, well, it's really good that Morgan gets to now pick though who she wants to be. Like this is a good opportunity for her to like pick a role where she could shine and stay in the competition for another week as opposed to being on like the revolving door of like returnees. So she gives Trixie Sharon Frockovich. And Trixie was a little bit upset because like that wasn't one of her top picks, but she's like, didn't really complain about it. She kind of said that to us in her confessionals.
She just didn't want to wear brown hair.
Oh yeah, brown hair. That's actually funny. BB though, I thought was really funny was how she was getting upset about like, oh, BB queen, and she's like, doesn't get how people think that she's uptight. She's like, what? But then like Shadowless was like, I should go with BB. BB as Grace Jones.
And I'll go as Coco Montrese.
And then wait, who else did what? So yeah, well, I guess actually they didn't show it then at that point, but so we get cut to like them going to the actual acting studio, and yay, Ross was there, my little Ross Matthews. He's so cute. Too bad I didn't like him, like what he was doing in Big Brother Celebrity in the end.
Yeah.
But I still love his little face. He's so cute.
Well, he's great because he like gets it and he's funny and like he knows comedy, he knows wit and humor. So he's a perfect person to have on the sidelines for this challenge. And I don't want to even say challenge. I would think like it would be so much fun. But I have to say about this acting challenge and stuff, I would hate to be filmed in a rehearsal process of anything, because in rehearsals you have to try out different things, whether or not it works in comedy or it works in something. So like I would like, they made these people look like idiots, some of them. Like when they were just trying something out.
I mean, I've not been on a reality television show, but I feel like at some point you don't really care about the cameras. And like I've had rehearsal processes filmed before, and you don't really think about it from what I remember. Like it doesn't really.
I know, but just in hindsight, like later on, watching it back, I wonder how embarrassing like Morgan is being like, oh my God, look what I friggin' just did.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I'd be like, why'd you film that, you jerk? I was like,
right?
It's my process. Like, it's
and
like
they put like the music over top of it. They put like the little music and like it makes it sound like they're doing something like an idiot.
Yeah.
And then Shangela always has her little side comments. She did that.
Oh, and it was actually funny in the beginning where Kennedy was like trying to remember the title. It's like, oh, you can give that line to somebody else.
Yes.
It's a freaking hard title. It's so funny. But Ross, though, like, she was on BB. He was on BB. Like, she was just, I get that BB is regal and she's like composed, and I get that that's part of her aesthetic. And I get how the queen is that way as well. And I think it was a perfect matchup in that regard. But as I always say, I want to see more. Go more over the top. Like, I don't know how, but if you're gonna like be regal, be too regal. Like, it'd be funny. Like, I don't know. She should.
It's true. And it's true. Or if Shangela had done like the queen, Shangela would have walked in there with like, she would have made like the queen more like fabulous. She would have like thrown her like little, just like, I'm the queen and blah blah blah. And like BB doesn't know how to do that. She doesn't know how to do that kind of comedy.
Well, I think if she stayed in the
like Trixie.
I don't know. Oh, okay, back. So if she stayed in the vein of her aesthetic, like even okay, it's like the queens are like regal and they're staring out, but like even if she just stared out for a little bit too long while people are talking to her, then you know what I mean? Like just taking it too far, like would have been really like funny. Like she's too queen. Like I think it would be funny, but she took that opportunity.
Really funny, yeah.
So yeah, Shangela was on track. She was great.
And then Yeah. Trixie comes in, and Trixie is quite. I thought Trixie was funny.
She was funny. Like, that's the thing, is like, she got what was going on with Aaron Brockovich, and she got what she was doing in like a bridesmaid type show, and she understood how to merge those two babies together. Like, it's a mishmash, a mix up. Like, I like that. And like, I thought she did it really, really well. I could see both point of views very well, very cohesive. I thought she did a very good job.
Great job.
Yeah. Trixie, look at that.
And then Kennedy comes in.
I didn't even write anything for Kenny. I left it blank. Like, I have like.
It was just like
nothing.
Like, it's okay. We don't have to talk about it.
Well, it's just like, she came and she was kicking her leg and she does a little twirl and like, cool, but like, be a little bit more La La Land, please. I don't know. She sucked. Well, she didn't get the mishmash. Like, as Trixie did a really good job of the morph, she didn't do a good job with the morph. Wah, wah. You're frozen when your life's not.
I don't think I actually.
Do you want to shut her down and come back, because we didn't hear any of whatever you said? I'm going to end this. And we're back, hopefully with a stateful Wi-Fi connection.
Sorry, folks. So sometimes technical difficulties do arise during live little casts and stuff. So we apologize, and thanks for sticking around to finish off this little episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, episode 7 of us. And we're excited to like talk the rest of the episode about the acting challenge of my best girlfriend's drag maid's wedding trip.
Okay.
I didn't even look at that.
I don't think I think that if I had like a voiceover audition for this one, like, they might fire me. My best girlfriend's drag maid's wedding trip. Fired. So Ross though was on what's her name, Morgan McMichaels. She picked for herself the Brave Swan, and she just came in and was just like twirling around. And what would have been funny about Beige Swan is if she went over the top and overboard with the Black Swan. And the Black Swan was like, she was like always spinning and working hard and sweating and bandage feet, and you know what I mean? It was so like intense because she wanted it so badly. Like, she needed to be way more intense about it, which would have been really funny.
And it would have been funnier if she walked into the room and not danced, except like peered through like the door. But where's Beige Swan? And if she just was a lunatic, like if she just had like, I think sometimes when people are acting and they want to like be these roles, they want to do roles that will showcase their best talents, as opposed to just doing the goddamn fucking role. You know what I mean? Like, I think Morgan just wanted to show that she could dance.
But she wasn't even very good.
But that's what I mean.
The outfit was probably most interesting, though. I would probably like to wear the outfit.
It's like when someone... Okay, so I went to theater school, and sometimes girls would play sexy roles that were not sexy people. And it's like they wanted to be in like lingerie, or they wanted to be in like a really fancy dress, would really just play the role that you think that you should be able to roll. Like, I'm never going to play the leading man in like a princely role. No, I'm not going to play that. I will play the sidekick. I'll play the wacky mule. I'll play like the girl's father, but I'm never gonna play the prince. And like that's what people have to understand. I'm never gonna like if I had a bunch of roles, and if I had to pick one of those 5, I probably would have picked. I'd probably picked Lala, and I probably would have picked. I would have picked Babe Swan because he can't fucking dance. I wouldn't have picked the Queen. I would have picked something that I could actually like play and showcase my talent. But
what would I pick?
Yeah.
I think I would have picked maybe the Queen. I would like to say that I'd pick Sharon Frockovich, but like I don't think I'm like a fast talking funny person like that. That I don't know if I could land that character that well.
No, but you were talking like about the regalness of the Queen and what you wanted Bibi to do. That would have been like that. You would have been funny for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was my first choice. I think I'd do. Yeah, I'd probably do that. I would like the idea of Sharon. I don't think I'd do it though. La La Land. I could probably make that funny. Yeah, probably. I put that in my number 2. And then what was the last one? Oh, I don't think I could do the
Octavia.
Octavia, no.
No.
I don't think I could do that one. Because I'm not like I'm so far from Southern that like it just would look. I mean, unless I just made fun of the fact that I'm not Southern at all. Because actually, as an actor as well, I always get notes to be. Can you be a little bit more urban? And what they mean by urban is friggin' Southern, like to speak with Ebonics. And I'm like, I'm not from the South. Nobody in my entire family is from the South. Anyways.
Is that what urban means?
Well, they want me to speak with like Ebonics, and Ebonics it was derived from like slave trade in the South, where they're using their broken English that they learned and a way for them to communicate amongst each other in the South, so that their white masters was not going to be able to understand them fully, right? And they also didn't have any formal education, so that's where Ebonics came from. It's from the South, but it's like they want to hear that black sound, which is urban, but what they're relating it to is like Southern Ebonics, from my experience.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
Because I don't sound, if you were just to listen to me, necessarily like exactly like a stereotypical black person.
Okay, I got what you're saying. All right, okay.
So like somewhere urban, and you're like, oh, you want me to sound Southern, and I'm like, then I'll put on like some weird like Ebonics-y type thing that's really bad. Anyways.
No, it's good. I like talking about this kind of stuff because it is an acting challenge, right?
Yeah.
So like, it all comes down to like, you know, we see some of these queens that have won the crown like go on to do like acting stuff. Like I mean, Hurricane Bianca, that kind of stuff, or just even just like beat at music videos. You got to be able to like act on camera, and they might do guest stars on shows, guest spots on shows, and commercials, music videos. They got like the acting challenge like shows whether or not they can actually work with producers and directors. The other thing is like work with each other. So it's a good fun challenge.
So they finish up with the actual acting challenge. They kind of go back to the workroom, and that's actually where Shangela starts imitating Bibi, because Bibi's like, I don't think that I'm that bougie. Like I think she's just saying that because she knows that she's like that's her thing, is super bougie. Like she's always like Mother Africa. Like she's, anyways.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull any lipsticks, so this will remain a mystery forever. Oh, get over yourself and shut up.
Exactly. But I felt bad for Kennedy because she was like, she feels second best, and I'm like, well then just be better. Sorry.
Yeah, they go into their whole like little speech. Thank God, like I mean, I could have used more points, but I mean, like, thank God no one cried. Like it's just like they're at this point. They're like, okay, let's get through this. And then are we going to the main stage now?
Yeah, girl.
Okay, main stage. What was the category? Like red to filth?
Red for filth. Now, what's really funny about that is like, oh yeah, like, you know, you're reading for filth, like your reads. Oh, and I've watched Paris is Burning. So now I understand a lot more of like category is. I didn't know that was directly from Paris is Burning.
Yeah.
So I do feel a little bit more educated. And so Red for Filth, I thought it was like READ. And then I'm like, oh, why is everybody wearing red? I'm like, oh, red for filth. The color red. That's why I'm wearing red today, because they're red for filth. But yes. So the guest judges was Garcelle Beauvais. She's an actress. I can't remember what she's in. Was she in? She wasn't in Coming to America. She's been in stuff, but like I don't know specifically right now. And then Chris Colfer, he's from Glee, another show that I did not watch. Yeah.
And I thought Chris Colfer was a great judge.
Yeah,
he was really funny. I think he could always fill in. He could probably fill in for Ross or anybody for season 10 if someone's not around.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like but many a gay man that's involved in television arts or film arts is going to be a great judge on the show, because there probably will be to have some knowledge of the drag world, most likely. And then they also know what talent is, and they know what's fun, and they know what's fun. Like they get it. They don't need to be taught what's good, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, BB comes out first, and she's all regal as usual. I loved her look though. It was like skin tight, a little bit of fishtail on the bottom with like the whole jeweled face mask thing.
I think it was like what Kennedy was trying to do with that crystallized face, but didn't succeed so much.
Yeah, BB was much more successful. It could have been because it was in red, because red is such a gorgeous color.
Yeah,
I love red. But yeah, I thought she looked great. Kennedy, I thought she looked very pretty.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a deeper red, a little more like burgundy-esque.
It had a nice little triangle here, and it was a nice slim fit, and like she looked very regal.
Yeah, I said deep red and pretty. That's my notes for Kennedy. Shangela. Now, I'm not sure how I felt about this. Like, she had all those like cones all over the place, and I understand.
Yeah, like it would be like the worst outfit to wear at a bar on Halloween.
Absolutely. Having to go to the bathroom with that. I mean, she's a guy, so I guess she could be in a urinal, but if she had to go into a stall.
Yeah, but like there better be not anybody else in the bathroom.
In the club.
Like,
I mean, I guess that just kind of like how Paris is Burning, they had all those different categories, and people would at times would go really extreme with their looks. So I guess she was doing like an extreme look. It could also be that that's the only red thing that she brought.
I guess.
Sure. But I did definitely like that huge like blonde pony that she had. I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, I was like kind of miss for me on like the cone dress thing, but hit with the hair and the face. Her face looks really pretty.
I agree. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one.
I liked her outfit. It was really kitschy. She had like the books in her head with the kind of like a, I guess it was a schoolgirl inspired outfit, but it seemed a little more sailory, but red.
Oh, I took it as like a you remember like when you went to like, well, I never did this, but like back in the 50s when you could go to like a soda shop and you sit in your car and someone comes and brings out like those waitresses on roller skates.
Yeah. Okay.
It seemed like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. And just like looking at kind of like how that outfit was kind of put together, it's like that kind of shape that I would have hoped that Chi-Chi had done when she did like her baton one. Like that kind of, but it would be like blue and white with like the big hat with like the thigh-high boot, like that kind of vibe though would have been so much better with her like little baton twirling thing. Yeah. Her bigness hat. So Morgan, I love Morgan's look. I thought she was amazing. Like her face, so that was the first time I didn't think that she didn't look like a See You Next Tuesday, but like her face looked gorgeous. I loved her hair, like that color red looked good on her. Like I liked her bagpipe extravaganza like tartan. I thought it was amazing. And like, I thought it was cute because like traditionally you're not supposed to wear anything underneath the tartan. So I like that she flashed the audience her jewels.
Yeah, and I put down that it looked like Gone with the Wind. It looked very like Scarlett O'Hara, Gone with the Wind style. And yeah, I thought it was really nice. It was like the prettiest like look out of all the looks. That was the prettiest.
Yeah. Oh, she was gorgeous. Now, I'll give you a little education. But I don't know bagpipe specifically, but the reason why men that were wearing kilts, they don't wear any underwear underneath it, is when they were fighting in the war in, say, I don't know, the 1500s, 1600s, 700s, whatever, that they didn't want to have to take off any undergarments to go to the bathroom. So they didn't wear underwear so they could just pop a squat while they're in battle and not risk their lives because they're like fiddling with their underwear. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like picturing it.
Yeah, it's like that's why it's traditional that they don't wear any underwear so that they can have easy access to taking a dump.
And it's also private too.
Private?
Well, private because like you squat and you still have this kilt around.
That's your own toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet cover, seat cover.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's in plaid.
So yeah, you learned.
But that's back in the day. So like guys, put some underwear on under your.
Well, now it's just a tradition, but that's where it stemmed from. Gross.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and it was at that point that when everybody was on the stage where I was like, oh, red. I'm like, why is everybody in red? And I was like, red. I felt really dumb, but I decided to tell you guys anyways. So, what does this say?
Then we all watched like the actual like movie that they're all in.
I loved the movie. I loved the movie.
It was great. It was great. Even the shitty performances, like actually worked well into it. It could have been funnier characters and stuff like that. But I mean, overall, it was great. I thought Trixie stole it.
Yeah.
I just stole it when she used the baby hand to wipe away the hair.
Absolutely. I actually like laughed out loud a couple of times. And like even watching, no, that's actually not when Rue was laughing, but I was really impressed with like I thought the concept, like for Rue to even come up with that, or her writing team or whoever to come up with like all the plot points and just like making this just little 15-minute or 15-second like movie trailer thing. Like it took a lot of genius to go into that. Yeah. Like it was so well done. Like I was really impressed.
Yeah, because the five of them are actually okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the overall thing turned out to be okay. However, like don't film my rehearsals. Like don't film the rehearsals because like that's where people are like, it turned out to be okay in the end.
Yeah, definitely with editing, it turned out fine. I mean, and if we did see the rehearsals, though, we would be able to tell that Morgan flopped, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So like on the stage, though, now they're kind of critiquing them. So they all love BB's look, but she needed to be more Helen Mirren than actually Helen Mirren. And I guess, like, I don't remember if BB was defending it then or after, but just for the fact that BB was like, oh, I really want to, like, stay true to the honesty of, like, the role or this man. It's like, you're actually not going up for an Oscar here or the best rendition of Helen Mirren. You're going for a parody that's in a bridesmaid type movie of a character inspired by all the funny parts of Helen Mirren playing the queen. So your story doesn't hold any water here, BB, but you're
like I didn't want to offend anybody with like doing an accent, and then Rue's like, on this show.
Exactly. It's like
What show are you on? Like,
the only time you probably can do that.
Yeah.
And be like praised for it. They all enjoyed Shadowless Performance. So did I. I mean, it wasn't like wow, but like it was solid.
You are frozen again.
You're frozen again. I'm frozen. You're frozen.
Weird.
You're frozen, not me.
Oh, there we go. Okay, hi.
You were frozen. I could hear you though.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. Go.
Did you catch the little jokes that Michelle Visage said to Trixie? Tell me your favorite book off the top of your head.
Off the top of your head. And she's like, oh, get out of here.
I like her reaction to that. Like, and so they were actually giving her props for pushing herself a little bit more outside of the box. And like, this is what I remember, I've been saying this like for the last 6 shows, that I'm sick of just seeing Trixie. I want to see a little bit more, and I feel like she did give a little bit more this time. Like, I wasn't, when she was doing Sharon Brockovich, I wasn't only seeing Trixie's face in there, I was seeing Sharon Brockovich. And even though this like runway look was a little bit more Trixie-esque, it was just a little bit different than what she always does. And so I was happy and excited to see more from her. And so
yeah, I think she did a great look, a great job, and she actually, we'll get to the lip sync soon, but like, yeah, we'll move on there. And then they go back into the workroom.
Well, let me just bring Kennedy and Morgan first. So Kennedy also looked quite regal, but they were like saying that she looked a little more like Jodie Foster and Nell. Oh my God, it's like brutal. And then
when I was serving, that when Chris Colfer said that, she's right, we have Jodie Foster and Nell, I screamed. I screamed right out loud laughing. It was so funny. I was like, because that movie to me is one of those movies that you just make fun of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jodie Foster, you are a great, great actress. The concept of that fucking movie now is ridiculous.
The day is away.
Oh God.
And yeah, then lastly, Morgan. So Ross like actually spills the beans, saying that he worked with her the most and the hardest, and considering the fact that she chose this role for herself, that he felt that she should have chosen pretty much any other role other than this role for herself. So that's what I didn't understand though. Like, you just want to be safe if you're on the revolving door, you know, like you can't take that many risks when you're the easiest one to kick out again, you know?
Yeah, you want to do something that you know that you're just going to excel at, as opposed to challenging yourself.
You just want to stay in for 1 week, then you can challenge yourself next week, honey. But like, you want to stay in for 1 week, for sure. But they did agree that her runway look was delicious, which I totally agree. So the winners are
Shangela and Trixie.
Bing, 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 bing. Hold on.
My point system is like, I'm not even going to be like, hey, my point system, oh, I got a top look. 10 points.
Sorry. Well, I mean, like, you take this now because I'm taking this now because like I'm being decimated in the Survivor draft. So I'll take all that I can here. So they were saying that if you're not on the top, you're on the bottom. So everybody else this week is on the bottom. So that includes BB, that includes Kennedy, and it includes Morgan McMichaels. And so yeah, now they're deliberating. And BB though, like obviously BB's so happy with what she's done, and like she comes across as if she was better than she actually was. Like, she was definitely very mediocre, and I do feel that she was better than Kennedy and Morgan McMichaels. So I do agree with that assessment, but she wasn't in the bottom of the top. She was top of the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she should kind of recognize that. But I think that also, like, her confidence is how she kind of plays the game as well. People kind of believe in her bullshit a little bit.
And the best is like when they call her out, they go, yeah, but you look like Ornacia. And she goes, "Who's Ornacia?" And they're like, "Are you serious?"
But you know when she took off like that mask thing though, her face makeup looked gorgeous as well. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I laughed hard though when they see like Ornacia.
So like, did you just win season 1 and then just stop watching? Like, you don't watch the show that you won on? And she had no idea who Ornacia was, and it's like they're all like the plastic mannequin head. Like, come on, still no idea. And then Kennedy turns and goes, "Yeah, they're gonna make a meme out of that." What's a meme? A meme. A meme.
Where are these
God,
people?
who are these people? Trixie's like, "Who are these people?"
Man, oh man.
Another key choice line was Trixie saying, "Okay, who wants to go cry on the couch over here?"
I laughed when she said that too. Like, who's supposed to cry?
Yeah.
Totally did. So Shangela and Kennedy, Shangela basically made it clear that she wasn't going to choose Kennedy. And they basically Kennedy was just kind of saying how it should be Morgan, that should be her choice. She doesn't know how, like, if she had like another choice though, other than Morgan, really, because I guess she doesn't feel like she can say BB, really.
Yeah, and Shangela says, "I am not getting rid of Kennedy."
Yeah, she was like, put her foot down. And I was like,
okay. But I was at the bar and I was telling people, I was like, I honestly think that BB's going home. I think that like I would have kept, like, I would keep Morgan because Morgan got kicked out first. She didn't do very well in the challenge. She didn't excel in that kitty girl thing. So I'd keep her around for my chances to win. And I'd get rid of BB because if you keep BB in the end, it's going to be this moment where, well, she made it all the way to the end again.
True.
I don't need a Sandra Diaz from Survivor happening again.
I love that.
I know, I do love that too, but like still.
Well, I mean, okay, with Morgan though, like I feel like she came back and she wasn't good. So I just think that like for the integrity of the show, they couldn't just keep her around. Like it seems as what's being developing with these queens as people want to beat the best as opposed to just get there however you can. And so I just don't feel as though they think that it'll be a respected win or that Rue would respect that play if they kept Kennedy in over BB. I don't think it would fly well at Rue, to be fair.
No, I get it.
So I mean, everybody's not playing to win; they're just playing to beat the best.
Yep.
To be the best, you gotta beat the best.
Yeah, Dan. Words to live by, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you don't go. As long as you play fair. As long as you play fair, like you got to do the best you can. But like, as long as you're not a shady bitch, then don't be a shady bitch.
Well, like, okay, and if it was me, I mean, I'm like an armchair quarterback right now. Like, I'm not in the show. I don't know what the pressure and the stress would be. I'm not sure, but I feel as though I would find a way if my competition was on the bottom to make it look like they were the worst. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would be able to spin it, being like, well, their track record's not that good, or da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'd find ways to get out my competition, but making it still look like I was taking out the worst. You know what I mean?
Of course. No, of course.
That's
of course.
To win and beat the best.
Yeah.
And so Trixie and Morgan, Morgan was trying to kind of allure to Trixie about the fact that they both had second chances and they both came back into the game. And so she was trying to get the sympathy from Trixie in that sense. And I thought that was a pretty good play to get Trixie to do that. So we'll see what happens. And then you have the lip sync. It was a song called
Yeah, it's to RuPaul's Freaky Money.
Freaky Money. Sorry, I said I didn't finish writing money. Freaky Money, you are right. It's featuring Big Freedia, is what I wrote down. Hopefully that's right. And I'm sorry, but like Shangela's fat outfit to that song was the funniest thing I've seen on Drag Race this season. Like, you saw RuPaul like like laughing, and I was laughing like that at home, like just this dirty stripper with this fat ass, like give me money, like it was so
and it was just so well done. And then she throws the glasses on, and she does the rap, and then she death drops, then she goes across the stage, and like I thought, like the whole bar that when I was watching it, like died. They were dying laughing. But like the funny thing is Trixie like pulls it out at the beginning.
It was really good. Trixie against anybody else at that moment would have for sure won. But Chantele stole the stage there, like stole it. Like, thank you, I'll take that. She didn't have a chance.
No.
She didn't have a chance. And so Rue says at the end, it's not over till the fat lady twerks. Which means Shangela is the winner of the lip sync. Boom. So she killed it, I thought, and she pulls the lipstick out of her bosom, and it says, Morgan, deuces, bye. I thought she deserved to go, obviously.
Yeah, Morgan got 3 episodes in there, and you know, like that's enough. She got the first episode, the comeback, and she got to showcase one more time. She'll be in the finale. So there you go. There's 4 episodes that she'll be in. Everyone else got 3 or 4 episodes. So, you know, it's only fair that, like, you know, she goes, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. She wasn't going to win anyways. So, see you later. And now Rue says, hey, this is the final 4. Next week will be the finale. And hey, you at home, if you are Team BB, Team Kennedy, Team Shangela, Team Trixie, here you go. Vote in, and we'll take it. So, like, I don't know why they do that. I guess they take into consideration of what the fans want as well, because when they film the finales now, they film everybody winning. So maybe the winner doesn't know that they've won yet. Just like how in season 9, Sasha Velour.
Geniality, maybe? Maybe the fan vote? I don't know.
I'm just.
Now, are you going to vote for someone that's on your team, or are you going to vote for someone who you actually think should win? That's me basically saying that I think that you believe that Shangela should win. But Trixie...
I think that Shangela should win.
You what?
I think that Shangela should win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you going to vote for Trixie or Shangela, basically, is what...
I'm telling you right now, out of everybody that's left, Shangela deserves to win. Yeah. Shangela needs to win. If Shangela doesn't win this season and Trixie does, then I'll be super like... I'll be like, what was the whole reason behind everything? That like, why, like, how can Shangela win all these competitions and do so well
and not win? The entire show.
She was great. She did a great job, and she's a good person to speak to. She didn't get into any fights with anybody at all. The only fight that she ever got into was with Trixie in that letter, and that was Trixie's fault. So.
No, I think I agree that I think Shangela deserves to win. But isn't the rumor poll that Trixie pulls it out? So I don't know. I'll be disappointed if that happens. Disappointed. So should we go through these points? I don't know what I'm at. So were we supposed to do it at the beginning of this one? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to. Well, we did do it. We did do the points. Hold on a second. I don't want to go back into that dark page.
So many pages ago.
I'm like I'm like at 340 something, and you're like at 340 something, and I'm like at 170.
It's something ridiculous.
It's something ridiculous. So, like, that's the only thing that I'm not off the top of my head, like where that page is. I know I just did do it.
Okay, well, how about we just put the points down for today, and then we'll just add it in.
Okay, yeah, then once we find it, yes.
Let's see. So, do you have the list out, or let me find it?
Yeah, I have the list of us, yeah.
Okay, so
there was no mini challenge.
Okay.
So the main challenge winners are Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets what, 25?
I think they both, Trixie and Chantele get 25.
Yeah, 25. And Chantele gets 25. Top looks. So I guess that goes to Chantele and Trixie as well.
Was that 10?
Plus 10, yeah. Plus 10. No one cried. No one took their wig off.
Yay!
Finally learning, ladies.
But the rumor has it, because what's her name? BB's the mole, that she took that wig off to not win. Like, she did that on purpose to make sure she lost. That's like a rumor.
I don't know, maybe. Okay. All right. Then bottom looks is minus 10. So minus 10 to Kennedy, minus 10 to Morgan, and minus 10 to BB.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the end of the day,
and then who stays? 5?
Stays 5. Trixie plus 5. Kennedy plus 5. Okay. BB plus 5.
5, 40, 30, 20. You got 25 points this time round. And 25, 35, 40. Wait, 50. I got 40 points. Is that right? 25, 35, 40. Minus 10 is 30. Plus 5 is 40. 35? 35.
35, yes. Is
that right? 40. No, 35, yeah. So 35 and 25. Not too bad. Pretty even margin.
Yeah, that's fine.
Still keeps me ahead. Thank goodness.
Very cool. Great. Wow.
All right. So that was a great episode. I'm happy that it's going to be the finale, because I'm even more excited for season 10. Like, those queens look amazing.
Yeah,
like,
I'm so excited, because I haven't really I every time you watch it on Out TV, they will show on commercials, they'll introduce you to some queens. And like, you see Eureka, and you see Aquaria, and you see Claire, what is it? Blair say Claire, Monet Exchange. So I already know some of these people. Like, I already started to get a little sense of who they are.
Yeah, and when so whoever wins this, Survivor, or one of the two, we're gonna see if we can plan a New York trip to see some of these queens. And so I started doing a little bit of research, and it's in LA, but they have the Drag Con Expo, and all the queens of season 10 are actually there. And so I was looking just through what they look like in their glamour shots, and I was just living for all of them. I'm like, you guys are all gorge, and I'm just so excited to see these new faces, and and I'm excited for our draft, because this will be I actually don't know any of these queens. I'll actually just be really doing whatever homework I can, and get to know them as much as I can. But I think it'll be really fun to take note of that one, and maybe we'll combine.
I was telling a lot of people about our game. I was telling people at the bar, I was so I'm doing this podcast with my friend Chantele, and I was and we picked drafts ahead of time, and she's killing me in points. So I was explaining the points. They were like, "What's the points?" I'm like, "Well, okay, they get this many for mini challenge, main challenge. They take their wig off, they lose points." They're like, "Oh, that's good." And if they cry for the judges, it's this. If they were all like, "That's great." So I was like, I might put that up on the drink website, or even just put it up on Facebook or whatever. And if you at home want to play this game, that'd be a lot of fun. So what we'll do is we'll post what our point system is, so that you at home can play with your friends, and then you guys can have your own little challenges, because it will be different when it comes to we'll work out a new point system for the next round, because it is new queens, because there will have to be safe, top looks, bottom looks. We'll have to talk about bottom 2 wins the lip sync out of the bottom.
Exactly.
Let's figure that out. Mini challenge.
Coming back.
What's that?
Coming back.
Coming back, if they come back.
I'm sure they will.
Or if they I don't know. There's so many. So if you have any questions for us, or you think there's any point systems that we think that we should add to it, then subscribe and like down below and like leave a comment. We don't like any feedback. Any feedback's good feedback. And yeah.
So
but
find
thank
me
you so
on,
much for watching.
You can find both of us on Instagram at Realness with 3 S's, or you can find me on my regular Instagram at ShanFranFran, or yours.
Or Michael Pez on Instagram, Facebook, Michael Pez, or even on Twitter, the Michael Pez. I get notifications all the time. And if you ever want any answers or anything, or get to even know us and know like more questions for us about us, and ask us. Go ahead.
We're game. So hope you enjoyed this recording of RuPaul's Drag Race episode 7. And we'll see you next week for the finale. And I don't know, before then, we might even do a draft pick. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Bye.